Hello, this is Realtor Alexander Reid here with HomeSmart Connect. No, I am not in Florida or North Carolina, but let's think some warm thoughts, good positive vibes as I explain to you next steps to help maximize selling your home, the correct process, I believe, to net you the most money, shortest amount of time to keep it as smooth of a process as possible. So the first thing I'm going to get into is why HomeSmart Connect. I know this is an Illinois-based brokerage, but I'm duly licensed in Illinois and Wisconsin, and I'm currently living in Greenfield, Wisconsin, and my home base is in Milwaukee County, Greenfield, Wisconsin. The reason I chose HomeSmart Connect is I've worked with Remaxed, I've worked with Keller Williams. I've been doing this for a total of 7 years, and our team has been doing this a total of 28 years. I love HomeSmart for the simple fact that they support their agents, allow us to keep more of our money, and help support our growth and our clients' growth as well. There are 8 current locations all over Illinois, satellite offices that we could go to and that we can access. And we're soon going to be opening in Lake Geneva, Waukesha County, and Milwaukee County. So we have a broad reach, and the benefit to homeowners is a broader marketing reach as well because I have access to both MLSs. HomeSmart Connect, out of the Fortune 500 companies that they're ranked against, is ranked 300, has 75 total franchises, and in Illinois has a total of 900 agents and is continuing to grow. So I'm going to be on that upward trend. Currently, I've closed 30 transactions last year strictly in Wisconsin, 5 off market as well with investors and personally investing in real estate myself. Now, as we move forward, I want to talk to you about who I am, looking at my reviews, market metrics, how to pre-list a property, list a property, and what that selling process looks like to maximize the most money for you. I'm going to be showing you listings in the $200,000 range, $800,000 range, and a property that just went under contract, $75,000 over asking. So first, these are the current closed sales, 30 again on market, 5 off market. Please request this and I will send this over to you. Next, if you go on realtor.com or Zillow, you could see my reviews. Again, I'm a top agent. I treat my clients as if they are my family, and I want to take care of you fully 100%. Also, realtor.com here. Again, 5-star reviews because I take this very seriously and I love what I do and I'm always looking to get better. So first, I had a seller come to me and I'm going to use a case study right off the bat. Listed this property here, Alexander Reid, Reid Group, HomeSmart Connect for Wisconsin listing in Brookfield. For currently $825,000 that went under contract at $900,000. Now you ask, how is this possible? How is this done? And how is this done with 0 days on market? So the first thing we did was the sellers came to me about a year before they wanted to sell and said, hey, Alex, we need to buy a home first. We're looking in Nashville, Tennessee. They purchased a home. They said, Alex, we're ready. They were 3 months out. Within 3 months, what I looked at was a market summary. So the Flex MLS is a Wisconsin multiple listing service that aggregates all the data that we can look at per zip code. We're looking at 53005 here. And the 3 biggest things I like to look at is absorption rate, sold to list ratio, and days on market. Excuse me. Absorption rate refers to supply and demand. So as we look at supply and demand, are we in a buyer's market or are we in a seller's market? Right now, if the absorption rate is at 6 months, we are in a balanced market. Anything under that, we are in a heavy seller's market. Anything above that, we are in a buyer's market. But what that means is if no more homes went on the market, everything would sell in that 6-month period. But what we are seeing here is that the absorption rate, same time last year, 0.43 months. That is a huge seller's market, low supply, heavy demand. Same time this year, it went up a little bit, but still a seller's market. And the only reason why that went up is more people listed their properties and less people purchased. Now, what we are seeing is the best times to sell. May, June, April, May, June, spring and summer. People are getting 107% of list price. So we really want to hit those dates comparative to the winter markets. Last thing I look at is days on market as well. All right, for which months should we expect your home to sit on market before receiving an offer? As of today, looks like it's 8.3 days. If your property exceeds that, we need to discuss why. It's either due to price, condition, location, something to do with the marketing. I will show you what the marketing looks like, and the marketing we spend all the money on. We spend money on our clients to help them make money. Again, I like to treat my clients as if they are family. I want to take care of you. I want to make sure it's a smooth process. I want to make sure you're happy at the end of the day and you're highly communicated with, so you know what is going on and you're not left in the dust. If we need to have an uncomfortable conversation, we will have it immediately to handle that issue. If there's good news, I will let you know immediately so you know and you're not waiting. Okay? So in regards to the market summary, we just talked about that. Now let's get into home value. How does that look when valuing a home and how we get a property ready for the market? So regular agents, they are looking at automatic valuation services. So they may look at an automatic valuation service such as an NARRPR from the National Association of Realtors. And as you can see here, the perfectly priced property is at $784. An agent might just list it based on automatic valuation, not based on comps. Shame on them. Second thing they may look at is the assessed value. Majority of people know that they shouldn't look at that. Some agents that are green look at it, may list this property at $661, and a buyer is going to be so happy because they've just gotten a great deal. Now, that's not something I'm looking to do here. I like to take it a step further, and I like to pay for a third-party appraiser with 35 plus years of experience to come out and value your home. Somebody that can make plus or minus changes based on improvements. How do we determine these improvements? The best way to do that is to create something called a feature sheet. And I'm going to show you fully what that looks like. Okay, so this is the feature sheet for Dublin Court. A feature sheet talks about all the features, updates, seller updates that they've done exterior, interior, per level, per bedroom, per bathroom, electrical, plumbing, the whole shebang. The reason we want to do this, there are a ton of agents coming from every single walk of life and area, and they might not have time because they're showing 6 other properties. We want to make sure not only the appraiser sees this to maximize the value, but agents see this as well, so they understand the value that your home brings. There is value, there is perceived value, and we want to increase both because the best first impression only happens once. Okay? The next thing we do on top of that is we ask the sellers, homeowners, to write a love letter to the buyer. Now, it doesn't have to really be a love letter. It's more so the amazingness of your home, the area, and what you've experienced living there. We want to play to the emotion, the empathy side of that buyer. The best way to do it is to become a little bit emotional and just talk about it. Okay? I've had buyers spend multitudes more amount of money because they could see the vision in their family living there and they want it. They want it bad. Okay? So feature sheet, seller love letter to the buyer, appraisal, and we're also looking at the market summary. So once we get all that information, the next thing we do is prepare the property to list. Okay. Now I tell all sellers this, we pay for all marketing off the bat. You don't pay a dime. We spend money to help our sellers make money, and we put our money where our mouth is. Okay. Now, if we do not do what we say we were going to do, you could cancel the listing agreement within a 24-hour period at any point in time during the listing process. I want to give you confidence that we're going to do our job, and if we don't, fire us. Instead, hire us and we'll show you what we can do. Okay, so that is our 1 day out clause. Next, how did this property here no days on market, pre-marketed, sell. It's currently under contract for 900,000, but come June 3rd, it will sell. Excuse me, it is under list price at 825, under contract at 900,000, and it will close on June 3rd. How was that possible? And it comes down to the marketing of it. So the first thing I suggested was this property is immaculate, and it doesn't matter if it's a $200,000, $500,000, $800,000 property or $1 million plus. What I suggest at all times is homeowners pre-inspect the property so you know all issues. If you don't want to pre-inspect your property, that's okay. We know how to negotiate it, so buyers do not ask for everything on the list. But luckily, these sellers pre-inspected the property, generated that report, shared it with the buyers. And on top of that, we took such fantastic photography that they envisioned themselves there. So whether it's a $200,000 to an $800,000 listing, or if it's a mobile home, we're going to use the same photography company because they do a great job. Top of that, we do something called a Matterport 3D tour. So in this instance, we listed the property in what's called a coming soon delayed listing, which allows me to take the pictures, market the property, and send it to the top 100 plus real estate websites while also marketing it online. That's exactly what we did. So we took beautiful photography. We did a Matterport 3D tour to allow the buyers to envision what it was like living in this home. Not only that, but we include a floor plan, so you could check by room the dimensions. You could do measurement mode to see if furniture fits. And even with other listings, so this is just one. Another listing here in the Washington Highlands. We did not only the Matterport tour, we also did an aerial video. The reason why we do the aerial video tour is to really showcase the community, the feel, the elegance, just understanding what it looks like in the area of the neighbors. The beautiful music, it really plays on the heartstrings. We want to go all out because this is just not a property. This is a home. This is your home. And we want to make sure the next buyer understands that this could be their home too. So photography, videography, 3D Matterport listings, we do it all. And we make sure we do it. We communicate with you all throughout the process so you know what's happening from point A to point Z, and we communicate with you daily. Now, let's say you have a vacant property and you're saying, well, it looks better with furniture in it. And sometimes there's furniture in your home and you're saying, hey, Alex, sometimes it looks better without furniture in it. Luckily, we do something called virtual staging or virtual removal as well. So this is a property here on West Lima. Let's look at all my active listings. Oh, one sec. So this is pending. The one on Lima here. $189.9, fantastic property, good location, has a ramp. We virtually staged the property by removing the furniture. There was a giant couch here. She was still moving, but we had to get photos done. She did not paint yet. We just didn't virtually stage that yet, but we currently are under contract over asking on this property for a large amount. Not only can we add furniture, we can also remove furniture as well. So you could list a property. You could list a property in delayed status for a maximum of 21 days, where we're allowed to put out a sign, take photos, create a feature sheet, seller love letter, pre-market your property to create that buzz. Get as many showings through your property as possible in the shortest amount of time. So all these buyers see each other, and we create what's called an auction effect, netting you the most money because these buyers are all competing against each other. And what happens is when the property starts showing, it shows a start showing date, market it. The moment it starts showing, the listing gets sent out to the top 200 real estate websites, not only in Wisconsin now, but also Illinois. So I have a listing here, and let me just pull it up. It's in Lake Geneva, actually, North 1801 Birch Drive, 665. I have it also listed in the Illinois MLS as well. Creates more outreach, more opportunities, and we could do something called a reverse prospect system to see which agents and their buyers are actively searching for your property. And I could pinpoint those agents, those buyers, and reach out to them and tell them, hey, have you looked at the feature sheet? Have you looked at the seller love letter? This home is coming. You need to schedule an appointment, get out there and see the property. And we create that buzz. So when we are ready to list, we do all that we just talked about. We put a for sale sign in your yard. We hang an electronic lockbox so we know who is walking through your property when. Okay. And this is for security purposes. I want to know when the agent enters your home, when they leave your home. I want to know which company they're with, what the buyer's name is, the date and time of it. And then after the showing, the feedback that they give will be shared with you immediately. Now, we don't just let any buyer walk through your property. We want to make sure they're pre-qualified, first off. Number two, we want to understand that that buyer's agent read the feature sheet, understands how to sell your property, because buyer agents are coming from all areas, all walks of life. And maybe they're showing 6, 7 properties. We're going to educate them to the T to make sure they could sell your property the best. And if they can't, they're not going to see the property. Number two, we want to make sure they're pre-approved, financing or even cash. Now, financing, we want to make sure that I call that loan officer and I make sure they're a W-2 employee. If they own their own business, are they being pre-approved the right way? And the reason why I say that is I've talked to loan officers where their buyer made an offer and it was the highest offer, but the loan officer did not do their job right. That buyer owned a business and they did not look for the past 2 years of tax returns. Luckily, I called that loan officer because if we accepted that offer and we got a week before closing, the collateral underwriters would have canceled that deal. Sellers would have been so mad and we would have been back at square one. So I constantly do that. Not only that, but once you're under contract, I am continuing to sell that property all the way to closing to ensure you are not left in the dust if that buyer walks for whatever reason. Okay. Next thing, the home inspection once you're under contract. That is when most deals die. Reason being is buyers go in and say, ooh, we got the deal, we're under contract. Now we're going to negotiate the price down. We're going to negotiate everything. I tell that buyer and that buyer's agent up front, hey, these are the known defects that I could see. Hey, these are the ages of the mechanicals and roof and windows. Hey, this is everything we know that is a safety hazard or a defect. We're not going to repair it. We're not going to do anything to that. Don't even think about negotiating it. Now, if something comes up in the inspection that was hidden or not known, okay, we would have to talk about that. But that's why I say to pre-inspect it, or if not pre-inspect it, I will visually inspect it to point stuff out so I can bring that up to the buyer's agent. The more information that is brought up and known will make us more powerful. The person that has the most information is always the most powerful, and I'm going to be that know-it-all that knows everything. We want to have that strong foundation. Next, with showings, I make sure we have booties. We have that sensory lockbox because if it's raining, we need booties so people can put it over their shoes, not mess up your house. Okay. Now with COVID still prevalent, some people care, other people don't. If you want, we will make sure they have masks, they have booties, they have gloves to protect not only you, but your family. All my clients I treat like my family because I want to make sure you're taken care of, you're happy, that me as an agent is working hard for you and I'm working in your best interest. And I am at all times. Yes, I am nice. Yes, I smile. But I will do anything for my clients. That other person sitting across the desk, yes, I care for them as human beings, but business is business and I'm here to take care of you. And that shows in the last year I had in 2023. And I am looking to double my business and help more clients. Okay. Now, everything we've talked about here, right? Now you've received your offer. One thing I missed is any offer you receive right off the bat, I will run what's called a net sheet. Now, why a net sheet is cool is it's going to show you your bottom line number. So for that property in Brooklyn, 14850 North Dublin Court over there, not Brooklyn, my apologies. They received an offer at 900,000. I ran this net sheet for the sellers, and they were ecstatic that they were getting way more money than they imagined they could. So this offer 900,000 net at closing after all commissions, closing costs, transfer fees, everything, even taxes prorated, brings them a net of 846. And do you think the sellers were happy? They were ecstatic. And it shows every bit of information here. Again, I spend money to make money. Every home is different, but this is the foundation of our business. Okay. We do traditional marketing, which is a signage in the yard, mailers, circle prospecting, talking to the neighbors, open houses if you want, and door knocking if you want. On top of that, new age, we also do social media boosts, really put your listing on the market, on websites. 90% of buyers are starting their searches online, and we want to be able to capture their information. We want to get as many views on your listing as possible. So when that listing goes live, we are creating such a buzz that everybody's getting into your property. So it's a short time of showings, you're under contract, you're happy with a buyer, and you can look to the future knowing you are taken care of. Okay. Now, please, before you make any decisions on which agent you want to work with, please talk to me. I work hard. I create results. I spend money to help our clients make money. And I love what I do. I hope my enthusiasm exudes what I'm doing. And I'm here for you guys. Again, been doing this for 7 years, come from a family that's been doing it 30. Testament to my father, Jay Reid. If you want to look him up in Illinois, he's closing 80, 90 properties a year by himself. And I'm on my way there, closing 30 properties, 35 total last year, and I'm hoping to double it this year. So thank you for your time. If there's anything I could do, please reach out to me. And we create strategic, tailored plans per property, but we start with this foundation. Thank you so much. Have a good night and a good day.